stud.
Thank you so much, Chris. Yes, indeed. From one dad to two other ones. Jay, let's start off the Major III Qualifiers right, man. I tell you what, the desk, they have to be honest, but it does depress you a little bit, just considering the way they think that this match is going to go based off of community votes as well. If you look at the pick'ems, a lot of people siding with the Thieves, and considering how great that they looked in that elimination bracket run, who could blame them?
Yeah, you gotta go with the Thieves in this series because of the way that they looked at the last major, man. That losers bracket run was honestly insane. Like Ali said, they're basically undefeated in map count until they got to that OpTic series where they ended up dropping one. By the time they got to the finals, they were 15-1 overall. They looked like one of the most complete teams that we have in the game. Unfortunately, fell short there. And then on the opposite side for Vegas, I'm super excited for this team, man. I know 2Real didn't really have the best performance in that Vanguard season, but he's been showing up so far in challengers in the MW2 season. 1.16 overall hardpoint KD, and that is going to be crucial because Prolu, he was a 0.91. We need Slaying because every single time, I swear to God, we watch Vegas, they're losing hard points by a maximum 50 points. It's always very close, but I'm excited to see the return of 2Real.
Okay, well, a little...
Okay.
Tossed off the rip, maybe some nerves, but at the very least, Jay, they got preferred spawns. We talked about P2 off the start, but as you fly in for Mercado, buddy, like, what are you really looking out for most when it comes down to this Vegas Legion lineup moving into Major 3? A lot of expectations on this guy in 2Real. What do you want to see him do in his opening match?
I just want to see a little bit more consistency, like, because we know TJ Hatley, he's prone to the bad game in hardpoint, but they need a really good slaying SMG. So hopefully 2Real, he's able to transition his challenger performance into the pro scene, and unfortunately not having the best start because now there's only one player off the rotation, but it's going to be about that consistency in slaying for me.
Yeah, and some interesting spawns currently going down. Clay, the veteran, trying to lock things up over at P2. That's going to be 4 in a row for him. Eventually does get found out, but because of that slaying, it now gives Vegas numbers moving into one of our money hills here on Mercado. As we get primed and ready to jump on in. Envoy try to stay up. We got both teams really having one player go off for the squad.
Oh my.
Envoy's turn for a 4 spree. It's a break for the moment right now for Thieves.
And right there was Vegas with a 3v1 off the rotation. They just had to take down Envoy. They did not take care of him. And that's going to be LA Thieves finding the early break. The best team that we have in hardpoint at breaking every single hardpoint, and showed why. As they're still trying to find a couple of kills. Drazah slaying with the SMG in hand. The pitch is going to be there. All 4 dead. LA Thieves successful in the hold.
And that's a little terrifying, Jay. That's a little terrifying if you are a Vegas Legion fan. Already covered into our opening map here on Mercado. And, you know, we're thinking P2, an opportunity for Vegas to just, you know, grab a little bit of an advantage. And already off the start, Thieves in the first opportunity to break, they're able to do it. Nice and sizable lead as we head in toward 10. Utility tacticals tossed as Octane looks to set up shop to see if it could be another break as TJ falls.
Oh, he's playing it beautifully. The patience right there from Octane. At least opens up the first kill, but none of his teammates are able to pick up any as well. Las Vegas, they're able to hold down the first push. Now they're controlling the spawns, knowing that LA Thieves have to break in from garage. Envoy finds the first, but they're still holding on strong. Only 2 players in the hill, though. LA Thieves have numbers.
LAT do for the moment, however, at least for the time. Vegas Legion able to put a few away, but just like that, they break once more. 35 very valuable points still to fight for, and right now the Thieves have put themselves in prime position for it. It's currently going to be a 1v1 on the point. However, Drazah has some reinforcements arrive exactly when they need to. Oftentimes, Jay, we talk about a Mercado. If you're a breaking team, sometimes you can really struggle. Right now, Thieves not having a problem at all. They are flying here in game 1 early.
Oh, they're flying nice and early, Lando, and especially off this rotation. I thought it was going to be Vegas winning it, but now it all falls into the hands of Envoy. You want to try to stay alive, wait for your teammates to get into the play. One player's going to spawn close back alley. They win the first gunfight. Now it's on 2Real. He drops in. This is where the game can start to get out of hand. Vegas were not able to stop the bleeding, not able to win their rotation gunfights, and now LA Thieves had the opportunity to chain a couple together.
I mean, you've talked about it. I mean, I should say we've talked about it before this match even started, about how lately, like on Mercado, feels like a lot of games are ending at P1, and the reason for that is obviously because of the amount of hills that we have. We've just been experiencing a lot of blowouts lately as Envoy is frying toward the back alley. And Jay, this does not feel close in any way right now. Thieves are just out there killing, slaying everything. Feels like Vegas are have to work for every single kill that they get. The final 20 at Barbershop once more seems to be in a wonderful position right now for the Thieves. What does Vegas have to do now, man?
This has to be a 60 hold. You have to get a full 60 to get yourself back into the game, because every single time LA Thieves on their first push, they have been successful on the break. So it's all about the setup. You have one player in 2-real holding that back spawn. You're just waiting, sitting towards back cop car, gonna be able to find that first kill. They have a perfect setup right now. Just can't let anyone slip on through. Vegas so far holding strong, down by 100.
Down by 100. That's the level that we're at this moment.
Sticky.
You get the hold, and it's got to be perfect. Nice 3-for-1, make it 4-for-1 trade. So Vegas able to put in a few points. Is Clay trying to lead the troops back. A big spot for them already to kick off this hardpoint. As we said, Jay, one of the worst hardpoint teams right now in the league. Really, just in general, one of the worst respawn teams in the league. Oftentimes, it's come from a lack of slaying. We'll see if they can finally get a bit of some sunlight here for the time. Final 20 seconds, a contest is in. TJ looks to be there for the trade. In Vegas, they look good to walk away with the final 15.
That's good stuff right there from Vegas, but now you have to break one of the more difficult hills on Mercado, which is the top P6, top cantinas. And you already see the setup right now for the Thieves. They are ready for the push from every single angle. Kenny finds one. The trade does come in. Just want to try to play your life in this position, but no, 2-real is going to drop. So LA Thieves is the second best holding team on this map, showing why. As there's only 50 seconds remaining on this one. They're fully pushed out. They know exactly what's going on. Vegas just have to find something.
They do indeed. 40 points still to fight for right now at Cantina. Octane does eventually drop, but Clay, he gets sniffed out. It's just the numbers continually from the Thieves. Is Vegas just struggling, man? They're struggling to really get out of spawn. They're struggling to really find a few players in stride, and maybe this could be their opportunity. Problem being is that the LA Thieves are inching ever closer to that 200-second mark. Envoy, who's been having a phenomenal game, just looks to pivot, jump on in. The nade lands at TJ's feet, and his job gets that much easier. Jay, by the way, Kenny is 9-9. He's just having a phenomenal time watching that score run up.
Yeah, feet kicked up, brother. That's what's happened when you're winning these rotations. As now LA Thieves find themselves close to that 200-point mark, but it's going to be Vegas winning that rotation over towards parking lot. The push from LA is going to come in towards garage. They hold down, they get their first couple of gunfights, and now it's on Octane. He just has to play his life, wait for his teammates to get there. He does not find it. So Vegas so far strong on the setup. Going to breach that 100 points.
It's interesting, man, because obviously we see the slaying numbers right now from Thieves. I mean, it's fantastic across the board, but you've been one to say it a lot, right? It doesn't feel like for the Thieves, oftentimes in hardpoint, like slaying is their, primary mode of success. They really have a good environment. The comms are always great. I think the word that's been used a lot for them is system lovely. One of the many reasons that makes this team incredibly difficult across all modes.
Yeah, because LA Thieves, like I said, they're one of the complete teams that we have in the game. No one has to go above and beyond. Everyone just simply has to do their job. Your ARs rotate, hold down the power positions, SMGs stay pushed out. And when you're winning rotation, especially on a map like Mercado, the kills are going to come easy, but you're probably not going to get a lot of them because you have to cut your losses on a majority of these hills. But 210 to 110 at the end of our first rotation on hard points. Vegas in control of the better side towards Cantinas. You see all of LA Thieves pushing around towards back cop car. They're trying to flip these spawns early.
They absolutely are. LA Thieves thinking about the long game, trying to prepare for that P2 spawn. Right now for Vegas, a tall hill to climb as they all fall in stride. Let's go ahead and step aside and see how the Vegas Legion comms are sounding. Can they bring it back?
That's not him. Not him. Envoy. Gotta get him out of hill. Push it, Teach.
One shot.
Looking over you. I'm looking over you.
He's on me.
Stand up. Guide you dead. One shot dead.
I'm gonna go.
I'm on bullet. Alright, go. Yo, behind the gate. Mid the garage, heady. Gate weak. Octane hitting middle fruit.
HyDra now. He went low P2.
Let's push out A and D.
Just one deep cactus.
Left side mid. Octane. Left side mid. I'm one shot.
I'm standing here.
Looking short.
He's door.
Door weak. Door dead.
Lights.
I got blown up. I'm one shot.
Back long, Kenny.
Push me out long. Push me out long.
Jay, there was a moment where a few kills instantly happened and you go, okay, that's game over. Why is that?
Because Octane was the guy that was sitting towards Cantinas. He was holding down that cut for the push through mid-tunnel. They found those kills, and Vegas were not able to flip the spawn. So Thieves, they're going to close this hill out right now.
Yeah, it's about to happen, Vegas. I mean, they can try all they want to. They're just going to add into the slaying frenzy that we see from LAT in game number 1. Cool, calm, collected. And like you said, man, a few players having their feet kicked up. Like there was a moment, where you saw Vegas Legion start to bring it back on maybe a hill or two, but when you looked at the scoreboard, it really just did not matter. That is a scary sign for the rest of our series, my friend.
It is in the respawns at least, but Vegas Legion, they're one of the best teams that we have in Search and Destroy. So hold on, Lando. This series is far from done. Just that map number one, when you fall behind, when you're not able to win a couple of those rotations, the gunfights become a lot more difficult. Like, can you imagine breaking in towards Cantina, towards bottom? You got an AR sitting top window. It's going to be Octane, the human turret. He's not missing. Then you got on the opposite side, Drazah. He's switching from the SMG to the AR. He's doing whatever he wants. He's already top 250 in rank. Like, the guy's been putting in the time. As they showed it in that map number one. 2Real obviously didn't have the best performance, but I don't really take that too serious because, like I said, on a map like Mercado, it's very difficult if you're not set up for these hills to pick up some of those kills. But now in the Search and Destroy, going into a fortress where Vegas Legion, they're undefeated on that one, 6-0. The only thing that scares me is that obviously Prolute isn't on the team, but they haven't played this map since January 13th. It's been over a month now. So teams know how they're going to play. LA Thieves, if they show what they did in that map number one, when it comes to teamwork, Vegas are going to have a tough time.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And it just makes you wonder, like, over time, you know, how much more difficult it gets for a team like Vegas Legion whenever you aren't winning your respawns. And, you know, you come into this, a new roster does not look great off the rip. And now you're going into a Search Destroy where all the pressure's on you. That's so often what we talk about, like with the Seattle Surges of the world. They can win their hard points, but they can't win their S&Ds. For Vegas, it's the total opposite. It just puts so much pressure on those particular game modes that you have to win them. And oftentimes, man, it can also contribute to a lack of confidence, it feels like, in a lot of moments. And I imagine for Vegas Legion, confidence is not at an all-time high after a loss like that. But as you said, man, this Fortress Search Destroy has been one that they have liked quite a bit so far throughout this season. And I don't know, I'm looking at that record. I think you called it out, like a 6-0 performance. Is there anything that, for you at least, could maybe wipe that smile off Drazah's face?
It's got to be the close cleanse for Vegas. Even though it was with their old team, whenever they get that bomb down, they're second overall with an 87% win rate. It's just like the biggest thing that you just said, pressure. When you find yourself down 0-1 in these series and you always have to rely on these Search and Destroys, now you know that it's all in your playing field. If you lose this, you're basically chalking up the series. And that's a terrible way. That's a terrible way to be as a team because your respawn hasn't been the best. So S&Ds are what you need to bank on. You need to do whatever it is in your power to win this Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and the only, I guess, the worrisome thing, if you are a Vegas Legion fan, is obviously, hey, you know, we didn't have a great opening hard point. Granted, hey, we're going to a Fortress Search Destroy that we've yet to lose. The worrisome thing, though, Jay, to me, to add on top of all of it, is that the Thieves, they had a wonderful, wonderful spree at the Major II tournament where they were winning those Search Destroys. Like, how often have we called out Thieves, incredible respawn team, dominant in the hard point? They were still that roster. But S&D is what really made this team complete and what allowed for them to go on such a dominant spree through the losers bracket.
Yeah, and it was just all on the teamwork. Like the SMGs and Kenny and Envoy, they were working collectively, beautifully. And then on the opposite side, you had Octane holding down lanes, getting first blood with the snipe or the AR in hand. And then you got the playmaker in Drazah. He's not afraid to hit whatever the hell cut is around the map. He's going to make a play happen. So I just think the way that the Thieves are playing right now, after that Major II performance, is nothing but confidence. You see smiles all across the board for this team. Just got to keep that momentum. I know they do tend to struggle online, but when you come off a hell of a performance at the last major, you got to come in hot. You got to come out swinging.
Yeah, for sure. And I know, you know, the KDs for Vegas Legion on the other side are great coming into this. So if we want to talk about stats, if we want to talk about statistics, it's, you know, it's hard to do that for Vegas because they're pretty much good at everything. But I think it's fair to say, man, the guy that we have to look out for throughout this entire series and even coming into this game number 2 is 2Real, right? I mean, it has the slow opening performance. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on him considering what everybody's talked about last season with the Mutineers. Is he the right guy to go for? There was a lot of challenger players that, you know, people thought could be the right move for Vegas Legion. After an opening hardpoint like that, you really hope that this guy can get going early on to these Search Destroy rounds.
Yeah, 2Real has to step up, but I think the guy that I'm mainly focused on is the guy that they decided to keep on the team. You heard the Des touch on it. It felt like when you're struggling in respawns, you have to come up with more than one change. But the reason why they didn't drop this guy is because how dominant he is in Search and Destroy. 1.16 overall KD is TJ Halley. He takes over in this mode, so I'm really looking at what he can do on this map, especially early on pressure towards that.
Without a doubt, we're looking at the SMGs for Vegas. And right now it is Clay who brings out that sniper nice and early. Pretty much a clothesline there to the neck of Envoy as he'll fall early. Vegas Legion call first blood.
Vegas call first blood, but they answer right back. The LA Thieves take down Clay, making it 3v3. So no sniper to work with, but look how aggressive Kenny's just gonna get. He said, I'm gonna get this kill regardless. Turns it into a 2v2. Now 40 seconds to work with TJ and Temp versus Drazah and Octane.
Oh, and TJ. Oh, Drazah's just behind him. Walks on through, eventually will fall, and now it is all on to Don, a 1v2. Octane and Drazah still up next. 25 seconds, but he does have some information on to Octane. He knows he's got to be toward the backside of the stage, but I think Sam LaRue has also got an equal amount of information. Temp tosses out a nade, says a prayer, puts in a few tags. Job done for the first, but this job gets that much more difficult considering the time that remains on the clock. All Drazah has to do is waste it, and waste it he will. Kill confirmed, round to Thieves.
That's great work right there from the Thieves. Even after getting first blooded, I thought in that situation, once Clay finds that first kill, you just want to back down. At least force them to put that bomb down, not give up your life for free. But once he drops, they know that that's the guy that's watching over the site. Eventually, Kenny just said, I'm going to take one down with me, turns it into a 2v2. And you play it beautifully in the 2v1. Drazah, he was able to spot that bomb from either arch, even from bottom art. So many angles that Temp had to be aware of. Just couldn't find the kill and in the time as Drazah secures the round one.
An uncommon one, as you said, man. Vegas Legion typically unbelievable in first bloods on Fortress. They've got their second one now in a row. We'll see if they can convert it this time. And they look to be in a great spot as they have found the kills, and they are quickly prancing their way over toward that B site. Kenny, as the dust settles, he realizes there's 3 enemies left, and now he is the sole man alive. Cuts away TJ, now on to Temp. One of the faster rounds that we have seen. A B plant on top of it. Jay, walk us through it. What just happened right there?
That was a great play by Vegas. They know that they don't have any trophy systems to work with yet, so we're not going to go over towards that A bomb. Let's get super aggressive over towards street side. You find the first blood. Eventually, you find the second. No hesitation on their push towards B. Definitely caught the Thieves off guard, but what a play call right there from Vegas to tie it up at 1.
That's just one of the reasons, right, where we talk about Vegas Legion. They just have a newfound confidence in Search Destroy. They've been common to the gut-wrenching hardpoint loss. You know, whether they're close or they're getting dominated, S&D, it has been their home. And right now for the Thieves, maybe thinking of the same strategy as they'll bring it out to quite a bit of kills as everybody in the lobby almost falls in a matter of seconds. However, it is Thieves still with the man count. Clay with a bit of intel, though.
Clay, now left in the 1v2. He does have dead silence. You can start to be moving on the map. Basically a superhero when you get your field upgrade, as the bomb is going to get planted. Envoy and Octane trying to clutch up for the Thieves, but Clay, his dead silence is about to run out. Now you have to slow it down. You don't want to get those sound cues to your opponents, but he's able to spot the first, make it a 1v1.
Drops Octane, and I'm sure he knows who is left. It's going to be Envoy playing for the route, playing for the OE. Is he going to catch Envoy off? So many routes, so many angles the Envoy could hit. And right now for Clay, he's playing the patient game. He's hoping that a mistake will be made. Time ticks more and more. He spots the shoulder, and Envoy is not going to feed him. Another round in which it is an LA Thieves player playing the time. Clay slaying him out, but the round will not go his way. A solid effort there for the 3-time.
Yeah, Clay was trying to go 300 IQ right there. Once he finds that first kill, it's a lot of time on the clock. So Envoy, he's probably thinking Envoy is he'll go for a long route, probably wrap all the way back. He just plays it super patient, but once again, time not on the side of Vegas. So many angles that Clay had to check. Just couldn't find the right one. Envoy clutches up the 1v1 and take the round.
And round 4 we go. We've seen some absolute chaos to kick off a few of these rounds. Quite a few looks, at least off the start of that B site. Last time it was Vegas Legion who made a play for it. However, it will be Octane who smells blood off the start, able to drop TJ in that opening engagement. And right now, Thieves, they've got 3 players, all somewhat around this P1 position. A lot of opportunities for kills and also a lot of opportunities for deaths. Clay, Turio, both of them gonna have to be incredibly careful as Temp cuts away another.
That's great communication. The nade hits from Clay, and then Temp lines it up from top double. So now in the 3v3, Envoy's in a great position to at least watch that cross. To not allow anyone towards B, but he's gonna get some timing. He spots one, at least takes down one, forces it to a 2v2, but now it's Drazah's turn to attack.
Turio versus Drazah, and I think Kenny's trying to get involved in the fight. However, Drazah rounds the corner, gets taken down by Temp. Quavo Ken, 1v2, 30 seconds to go, and you can see He's hot on the heels of what is a Vegas Legion attack. Is he going to spot 2 real? Yes, he will. Bomb does not get planted. And now with that, Temp, does he go for the instant bomb plant? Does he look for information? Kenny does spot him going for the cross once more. It is Kenny on the heels of what exactly Vegas Legion are looking to do. Spots Temp again with his life. Oh, Kenny sighing right there. He called that play perfectly, Jay.
That's so tough right there for you, Kenny. You were able to get the information, but once Temp crouches down behind that site, just catches you off guard. You try to get out, but could not get out in time. Temp, all smiles, as he knows that that's probably a round I should lose. But he's able to clutch it up for Vegas. And that's the first round, I'm pretty sure, for LA Thieves, where they get first blood on defense and they lose it. They had a 100% win rate whenever they got first blood. Vegas Legion, they break it.
Streak ended. In a round where you felt like Kenny did everything he possibly could. Did everything right. Except the final few shots. 2-2 we go. Thieves back on attack, and it's Envoy who's able to answer off the start. And it is a clear-cut A attack. Back to standard stuff, but TJ getting over-aggressive toward the top. He's able to make it work regardless. Drazah gets involved. He also will fall. Vegas, they begin to collapse, and right now it's all on to Kenny again.
Kenny into 1v2. He spots TJ, but he cannot pick up the kill as the flank comes in from open arch. That round falls into the hands of TJ. I saw Envoy. He got the first blood onto the player that was sitting towards open. But then TJ, he jumps himself in towards top dubs. He finds the first, and eventually finds the second. Then at that point, all of LA Thieves knew that there's pressure from every single angle. Could not win the gunfights as Vegas Legion now take control of this S&D, up 3-2.
We'll see what they can do with it, man. We'll see what they can do with this, minor advantage we know historically, right? Thieves are a team that, as a search destroy goes on, as a series, a game goes on, they start to adapt. They start to learn from what the opposition is doing. And right now, it's a great crossfire, but Drazah jumps in. It looked like it was a solid strategy, but I don't know. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of strat that was. This is bull rush right through side art. As they're not going to be sitting towards top rails or anything, but unfortunately both players do drop from the Thieves. So now in the 3v2, still on defense. Vegas, they are just waiting for someone to get aggressive, someone to try to make a play. As the bomb is not going to wrap its way back over towards A. Kenny should be able to get that information of players crossing towards site. And now this is where LA Thieves have to try to execute the retake.
See if they can find the timing. Kenny's getting ready to come from this left side. It does end up taking down 2 reels. So Octane with the sniper in hand, it's all going to be on to him. He loses his good old buddy in Kenny. And now with that sniper, pops out dead silence. Feeling good about the likelihood to clutch this one out. 30 seconds still to go. He's attempting the route. Boom! Takes down Clay. 1 more to go. Feeling confident. Brings out that Vaznev. A 1v1 versus Tej. Are we about to see Subtane close this one out? Oh my God! Wait! Tej did not spot Octane, and it will be a clutch that did not look like it even had a chance to go his way, Jay. What is that timing?
What is TJ looking at? That's the real thing. What is he looking at? Because you're sitting behind.
Okay, this is the POV. This is the POV.
Okay, so he's looking. This is the perfect angle. This is exactly what you need to do.
What?
How does he not spot him? No. How does he not spot him? Oh, that's so tough. The timing of him. I don't know why you ever want to look at the wall to the left side, but unfortunately he turns left. Octane finds the timing. He's able to clutch up the round. That sucks right there for TJ.
I mean, are we playing on like a 70 FOV or something? Like like it looks like he's right there. I don't know. Get focused up, Tej. Okay, Tej is down already. He's got to be a little checked after a round like that. Another gift given toward the LA Thieves, as they are feeling very good after a round like that. However, Drazah a bit over aggressive. He ends up falling. Now it's time for Envoy to get involved in the fray. Able to drop one, and is Octane there to clean up the other. All on to Clay now, the 1v3.
Clay in the 1v3. They know his positioning. They're just lining him up. They're able to take him on down. First blood to the Thieves. The trade does come in, but Envoy finds the timing. He knows that with Clay being that player who was watching the overextension, he finds that kill through bottom maps. He was able to push out through bottom art door, find that kill of the player watching the cross towards A, and then get some assistance on from Octane to find the second. Just a great round right there from the Thieves, playing their man advantages beautifully, taking the best calculated risks, and they close out the round 4-3 now.
We talked about it. I mean, you know, the Thieves, like I said, are a team that starts to adapt over time and search and destroy. They begin to learn from certain tendencies. And one thing that's interesting, Jay, is that we've actually seen both these teams play each other on Fortress Search Destroy twice already. In fact, the 2 losses that Thieves have on Fortress Search Destroy is actually to the Vegas Legion. So these teams are well experienced with each other. We are seeing some crazy strats, some odd calls, and at times maybe unfortunate COD timing. But
yeah, I guess that's what we can call it, Lando.
yeah, you know,
Some unfortunate COD timing, but in the 4v4.
It's very unfortunate, you know. It's not ideal. You can see for Teach now. He's like, okay, lost the previous round, got first blooded the round prior. Surely not this time. There he goes. He's back on top, Jay. 7-6.
Great play right there from T. So watch both angles. Too Real finds a second on to Octane. So already in the 4v2. LA knows that they have to make a play, and Vegas picked them all apart. TJ said, don't worry, I'm definitely going to be looking at this angle. No one's going to slip by me. He finds the first and then eventually is able to find 2 on the round. Both the SMGs step up on this one. As Vegas Legion back and forth in the search and destroy. Now 4-4.
As we said, man, pressure is on Vegas Legion in terms of the search destroys. They are not great at hardpoint. They are even worse at the control. So the search destroy at this point feels all but necessary. Considering the new lineup, considering this new and fresh qualifier, an early dub here would be fantastic for this new Legion roster. But into the S&D we go. Last time it was TJ who was able to find a nice 2. Right now it's Too Real who ends up bringing up the tag to try to put that one to good usage. Clay, the veteran, ends up going out. However, TJ's still there to make the play and double skate with their life. It is an excellent crossfire that gets established there from Vegas. They reveal, and then they instantly pounce, but 2 line up right. Oh my word, it was nearly 3. Clay, you can see his face, thinking we might have just given that one up. However, Vegas, just by the slimmest of margins, Jay, they stay up, and it's TJ again putting away the kills.
That almost got scary, but that is the play call that you want. All 3 fly out, and let's play the trade. As Vegas Legion, I thought that round was going to get scared for them, especially because Clay got first blooded, but they put on a lot of pressure through both arches, and they were able to find 3 kills in a blink of an eye. That was beautiful work right there from Vegas, and now take control of this search and destroy. TJ, the man in search and destroy, sitting at 10-6, is making up for that 1v1 mishap. As now they put themselves at game point. The only player on the point is going to be Envoy, though. Do they know he's in his position?
That's the question. Well, now his opportunity. TJ, he's bumped up that FOV, and look at the man fly. Now on 5 in a row. Try to close things out here. A current 3v2 as Clay is able to bring the man count more toward his team's favor. Jumps on out. Drazah able to sneak one away. 2v2, still time to work with. Octane falls. Now it's all up to Drazah.
Drazah in the 1v2. Dead silence is about to be earned, but the bomb is getting planted. So before you make any sudden movements, you have to at least earn this, but the information is going to get called in by TJ. Wait, he is going to get picked off too, so at least Temp knows where he is, but now it's Drazah in a 1v1.
30 seconds to go. And Drazah gonna hit the long route. Time continues to tick away. Where is Temp hiding? Where could he be located? We're about to see around 11, or has Drazah just managed to clutch out a 1v2? Temp begins to get aggressive, but it's Don who locks it down and stays alive. And that is not the game, folks. That is not it. Vegas Legion, they're still here. They're still here.
No, that's game, Lando. That's game. That's 6-4.
Oh, it was. What? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the first 3. Never mind.
All good, man. You know, dads nowadays, we tend to lose our memory here and there, but Vegas Legion, they're able to make this series 1-1. Great clutch right there from Temp. I just thought, like, that was a lot of trolling going on, to be honest. Like, TJ, that 1v1, and even in that streak, like, TJ sitting in a corner, he gets the info, he almost causes his team the round, but Temp is able to clutch on up. LA Thieves, they simply did not have an answer on their attacking rounds. Vegas Legion, they were doing a great job of just picking them apart, even after getting first blooded. All in the hands of TJ. 12-7 11 non-traded kills. He earns that cruise missile towards the very end of the game, and he's able to secure this search and destroy for Vegas. Now we have a series, buddy. Now we have a series 1-1.
We do indeed, Jay. I tell you what, I was just expecting this game to be over faster than I thought. So you know, it is what it is. It's a new stage, it's a new qualifier. We're getting back into it, man. We're getting back into it. No, in all seriousness, Fortress Search Destroy ends up going the Vegas Legion's way. Props to them, because I was a little worried there at the stand. I was a little worried there, maybe calling it a little early, thinking that it could be the Thieves to get the round 11 in there. But solid job for Vegas. Like I said, they win the Search Destroy. They remain flawless on Fortress, and they continue to drop the Thieves in that very map and mode. We'll see if they can try to turn things around. When it comes down to control, though, that will be the question. Make sure to stay with us, folks. Thieves v Legion continues right after this.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
How's it going, friends, and welcome back to the Major III Qualifiers, day number 1. We're taking a look at our Scuff play of the game, and it is Don coming away with a clutch ace. Jay, this guy could do no wrong in the round.
Oh yeah, and this is the round he should have lost the 1v1, but he's able to find a final kill onto Kenny, and he's able to earn that ace. Great work right there from Temp. All smiles from the young man. As Vegas Legion, after that clutch, are able to take the search and destroy, and now find themselves at a 1-1 scoreline in the series. But now they're going into one of their worst game modes, Lando. This is scary because control has not been their strong suit all season long. Hopefully with the addition of 2Real, they're able to change it right now, but it's not going to be easy because you're playing LA Thieves on their best control map. So this is tough.
I'll tell you what, Jay, like, we've used the word scary, terrifying, fearful, like constantly when it comes down to the Vegas Legion, just because they're the worst respawn team in the game. Like, we jump into a destroy, we're like, okay, now's their chance, now's their time, and not even I can take away a search destroy victory away from them. But the respawns, it's been the exact opposite, and one of the primary reasons for why it is scary is because of that man Envoy, a 1.16 on hotel control so far throughout this season. That is top 5. And something you got to be aware of if you are on the Vegas Legion. Do not allow for Envoy to hit those routes.
Yeah, don't allow Envoy to go crazy with that SMG, but with the early pressure over towards B, they're going to be whipping out the 4AR strat. Just trying to pick up the kills, but Clayster at least cuts down 3 of them. Shuts down that push, and now Vegas Legion holds strong. Just wasting as much time as they can off the clock. And Clay's a guy that I really wanted to focus on this map. Because believe it or not, Lando, he's been great all season long, but not on this map. He is 55 out of 56 players with a 0.71 KD. But starting off with the 3-piece is exactly how you want to do it. LA Thieves, though, still putting pressure on towards B.
Problem is going to have to be him again, trying to lock things down over towards the bar. He eventually gets found out. Now it's 2Real's turn to try and really just be the beacon of hope right now for Vegas Legion off of these spawns. But currently for the Thieves, it has been well controlled so far at this B zone, despite the early success from Clay. That is all the success that Vegas Legion will have. Clay tosses a nade, says a prayer, but he knows that that zone is going to go the opposite direction.
Yeah, LA Thieves, they're able to close out that B point, which is a lot more difficult. So now when they're putting pressure over towards A, it's all about getting back and trying to maintain that kitchen control. You have Octane who's slowly working his way through the middle of the map, trying to play for a couple spawners, going to get the information of players crossing, but they're just trying to find these kills. They're all playing it patient.
You can see right now, player 1, player 4, Octane and Envoy trying to work together, looking to make their way through the backside of the arches, but they line up. That stun will definitely make things a little bit easier. So Tej able to find the triple. It then sets up the rest of the squad to find another there on to Kenny. So it's been big plays. It's been some big plays so far for Vegas. We'll see if they can keep it up as the journey begins now. Minute and 10 still on the clock. Live count still pretty healthy for either side. Clay hunting for information as the Thieves have found their 2 picks. Make it 3.
Oh, Thieves have found 3 kills in a row, but at least the close spawns are going to be here for Vegas. So they're right back into the action. It's all about getting that kitchen control, but don't lose these gunfights. 2Real and Clay combined for 2. Temp finds a 3rd. 2Real eventually closes out the last player as Vegas Legion are doing a great job on this setup, man. Grateful for them that they got that close spawn towards Jewel because it could have got out of hand, but now they're set up. They're ready for the push. 2Real finds himself on a 6-3. This is the SMG we were waiting for.
Yeah, this could be his opportunity, man, you know, to eventually get comfortable, get confident. You're going into a control where you know how things are going to go, right? Now it's 7 in a row, 30 seconds left. But this could be his chance to maybe start to come alive in this series. As we said, it was Thieves who started off great. Pretty much unscathed at that B zone for the most part, but ultimately at A, they have not had a good look at it yet. They begin to line on up. Only 4 lives left. And just a sliver of time.
Oh, no.
Kenny able to put away 2. This has got to be a kill. This has got to be a kill for Temp. It's starting to become a collapse. Clay, the soul man here. That objective is flying. Clay will fall. 2Real has to involve the streak. Oh, he's able to find 2. 1 more player left is Envoy. And that should be it. No way. Okay. Oh, goodness sake, Jay. What just happened? Vegas Legion had to throw everything just to guarantee that Thieves did not come away with a 4v10, 4v11, whatever it was.
Yeah, Vegas Legion almost just crumbled. They had to invest everything in that push because they knew that all of LA, they had no more respawns. They were all trying to attack from front kitchen. All we had to do was just find those kills, but it was Kenny who opens up with at least 2. Then the trades come abound. But at least you invest that streak, you secure that defensive round. Don't let anything get away from you, because that would have been a momentum change up. If LA Thieves were able to clutch out that one up, Vegas Legion were going to be demoralized, but they take the defensive round, now up 1-0.
And you can be very glad that your new addition in 2Real was able to go on that 7 spree.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, just to verify that they didn't get that final segment and have that 1 next to their name on the inverse. It is Vegas up 1-0, but they did have to give up a lot coming into this next round. It has been pretty much standard plays, making some work happen, trying to get a bit of map positioning. And now it's 2Real once more, man. He finds himself on a spree again. Now at 11-5, eventually drops, but it's been pretty easy work so far at this A zone. That's 2 out of the 3 segments done.
Yeah, 2 ticks already complete. LA probably not going to put a lot of pressure on this. Is going to try to find these kills on their way out, but that's 2 kills already in favor of Vegas. LA, they have to switch on up. They have to go get bedroom control. They're getting those close spawns. But now you just have to hold the pressure for Vegas attacking towards the back. There's 2 players ready for the push.
You can see those red arrows in the bottom left side of your screen for the Thieves. Just trying to direct, trying to figure out where exactly Vegas are coming from. They've got 2 on one side and 2 from the other. Tej trying to make the prowl on the back. Drazah eventually is going to be there to find him. He also finds one on to Temp. So Thieves, they handle business. They avoid the pinch. And now they've afforded themselves a little bit more map positioning as they inch closer toward the bedroom. And now it's up to Vegas to work from the backside of the spawns again.
And if you are LA Thieves, these are very important kills, because right now Vegas, they have mid control, they have bedroom control. You have to hold your eyes, you have to find some gunfights. That's going to be 2, making 3 dead in the feed. If you are Vegas, the stack has to come in. Everyone get on the point as the first tick is already through.
Though an Envoy wasn't able to regen and help, he goes for the dolphin dive with a sliver of HP. He gets dropped, and now for Vegas, they begin to watch that segment fly. However, Drazah and Kenny are able to poke away at 2. Tip does get dropped as well. It is a clean 4 down from the Thieves. And already, at least if you are Legion, you've evened up what you had to give away in that last round. We are tied at 5-5 in overall segments, so you can be at least excited about that. But Jay, the job is not done yet for Vegas. Another segment to go, and it could be 2Real to break open the play.
Yeah, 2Real is trying to make the play, but there's no players from LA Thieves on this side of the map. They're all pushed out towards bedroom. So they're going to give up their spawn. One player is going to come off spawn, so 2Real is going to get that information. He cannot win the gunfight. What a shot right there from Drazah. That's 3 dead. Last player is going to be Temp. He gets stunned. The trophy's going to come out. Just want to try to play your life if you are Temp. 40 seconds still left on the clock.
Oh, great shot coming in from Temp. We got everybody hitting some beamers. These guys have been in ranked play. That is undoubted. Top 250, though, in Drazah. He's been on the grind, that's for sure. Temp stunned, eventually drops. Time continues to tick away. 20 seconds left to go for Vegas. And this is about to be their final push.
This is going to be their final push. 2Real with that dead silence. He can make the play happen. He's not going to turn to the right. What's going on with the Vegas Legion players not being able to see the LA Thieves players? He's checking everywhere, but you got all the information that you wanted. Only 5 seconds left on the round. Kenny finds another kill. Eventually, he strikes, but there's no more time left on the damn clock. Vegas Legion are going to lose the attacking round, but at least you got 5 segments complete, all tied up in that aspect.
I can just imagine what the comms were sounding like in that moment. Like, if it's like Clay's calling out, like, yeah, he's top bed. 2Real's like, no, he's not. Clay's like,
I don't see him.
There. They're like, where did he go?
I don't see him, dude. I checked all the corners. I don't see him.
By the time the round ends, it's like, oh, okay. Well, who knows? Houdini involved when it comes down to the LA Thieves, as they just managed to stay alive again. I don't know how they're doing it. But as we said, everybody, make sure those FOVs are up, by the way. Make sure those FOVs are in a good spot. 5-5 in segments. Pretty good work done from the attacking side so far here on Hotel. We'll see if the Thieves can clean up from where they left off last time. It's a solid opening first blood for Envoy. He clears the way, and it is a very clean route over toward that A zone. Nobody there for Legion.
Yeah, nobody there for Legion, and you have Drazah still causing problems over towards that B point. Gonna keep Vegas on that side of the map as now Envoy finds himself on a forestry all the way pushed out towards back Shandy. You're gonna force Vegas to try to break this through middle. You have one player in Temp going all the way around towards back parking. Drazah finds one through the middle of the map. The Temp should be able to find this trade. Oh, almost got scary, but first tick is already complete at A. LA Thieves are just trying to get this A point done and dusted.
Yeah, I think for Vegas, they're just like, all right, you know, you got us.
We'll give it up.
You got us. So one kill goes down, and we'll hand it on over. See if that strategy works out for him. Is now the Thieves comfortable, begin to make their way on forward. They do send one scout in Temp. Don is going to be there. And he eventually does fall. Meanwhile, Envoy on the other side, who's able to find one himself. So two big gunfights on either side of the map. And it's Thieves who are able to take both of them. In reply, though, it's TJ who comes away with a double. A big savior in a spot like that. TJ goes big. And Vegas, they buy themselves some time.
Yeah, that's a big two-piece right there from Tees, because once the player on LA was able to win that gunfight versus Clay, then they get scared because the spawns for Vegas would have got all the way towards Jules, but with TJ finding that too, they get the close spawns, and Vegas Legion are not going to let anything get away from them now. Full bedroom control. They find 3 dead in the feed, but all of LA spawning out towards bedroom. You have to get ready for this push if you are too real.
Indeed, and really, if you're Legion right now, you got to make sure you're not getting picked because of those close spawns that Thieves are getting. They're going to be here in stride. So, with that, so far, job has been done for the Legion. TJ climbs up the ladder of death. He's able to fall. That puts pressure on Clay. However, he's able to win his one. So far, it's been great work from Legion, but that's going to be 2. Make it 3 players in total right now throughout that mid-cross. A minute on the clock. A lot of time still to go if you are the Thieves, but Too Real having himself a map and a half. Eventually drops. Now it's 17 and 11. As it's been Legion time and time again coming away with these crucial kills.
Just got to continue trading from this point on. Only 43 seconds remaining on the game clock. LA Thieves try to put pressure on from the front. Octane wins a huge one-on-one versus TJ. They already have mid-death control, but Turu wins a crucial one-on-one versus Drazah. So time is going to be stopped, but Clay playing it super patient, able to get his teammates back into the play. And Vegas Legion, they shut down that push once again. 30 seconds, LA Thieves have to get a move on it.
That's wonderful work, man. I mean, just in that situation, you got a crossfire set up. Thieves, there's noise going on. There's shots, there's nades. Great little bait and switch. They're coming in from Clay and Too Real. However, there is still a chance. If Thieves have time on the clock, they're still going to make a play for that objective. The new gun eventually ends up dropping. That first segment still is yet to get in. They're over at that B zone. Octane takes a look at it for a moment, but as time continues to dwindle, it's going to have to be a Hail Mary, a heroic dolphin dive that comes in from Kenny to keep this round alive. As Drazah will fall, Kenny at least able to stay on it for a moment. Octane's able to put away 2, but Kenny will drop, and that will be it. Vegas, survive, survive, survive.
That's good work right there from Vegas, man. Keep in mind that they just came off a roster change, and the guy who just came in is leading the team in slaying alongside Temp. Both of those guys are going above and beyond right now with the crucial 2 pieces that they need to get. Every single time I think LA Thieves have an opportunity when they find 2 kills, especially when Envoy won that gunfight towards the back. It's the SMGs who are making the plays. TJ finds 2. Too Real staying pushed up in towards bedroom. They're playing some beautiful Call of Duty right now and now find themselves up 2-1.
Yeah, and that's not easy, as you said, man, considering that you pretty much conceded that A zone off the start. So you kind of know what the objective is of the opponents. You got a good minute and a half that you just have to keep holding things down. They do that versus one of the better attacking teams in control in the game, but it's Too Real with 2 off the rip to make sure that that A zone is absolutely theirs. Great work from Vegas once more as the young gun is flying. They've been hunting, they've been searching for that slaying, and they very well might have it right now. Feeling themselves, and now Jay, it looks like they're making the full-on focus at B. They've got the numbers to do it.
Yeah, they took control of bedroom, so now with TJ pushed up towards double dash, you want to hit that rotation over towards the B point because it's not easy to capture this one with so many angles that you have to check in towards bedroom. They find 2 kills. Envoy finds 2. He's going to relieve some of that pressure. Now it's on Clay to try to find this kill, but Envoy lines him up with the Vazdev. That thing just got a nerf. It didn't look like it in Envoy's hands. He's able to shut down that push. Now Vegas Legion have to transition over towards A.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating if you're Vegas Legion at a moment like that. You feel like you're building some progress, you're building some momentum, and now You're starting to lose some of these gunfights where you expect to take them. Now, what does the look seem to be for the Legion? Is it an A zone attack? Are we back to B? It feels like they cannot get a look at any of these zones without dropping a few players in stride. TJ, time in the back of his mind. He tries to dolphin dive forward. He gets found out. And now, do they decide to go back toward A? Time continues to tick, Jay. Some decision has to be made.
Yeah, Vegas have to make this decision quick because it's all been defense so far on this map. It's usually attacking rounds, but I'm pretty sure Vegas is going to find themselves down by 2 segments unless they are able to complete that A point. LA Thieves, they're ready for the push. There's only 5 seconds left. Vegas got to go. Envoy's cutting them down. They had 3 players in the point, but Envoy trying to be the playmaker. He's able to find 2, setting up the pinch, but Temp finds 2 of his own. The second tick is about to come in with 0.5 seconds on the clock. Vegas are going to be able to extend this time. And now it's all simply going to come down to the sling if you are Vegas, if you are trying to get that defensive side.
Vegas, they were late to their reservation, but they do manage to grab it just before it's handed off. Envoy trying to piece, cuts away 2 real. Sweat off the brow right now if you're Thieves. Trying to make the man count go more in your favor. Get that life count down as much as you can toward the opposite side. 30 seconds to go. Temp still here, and it will be Don who's able to win that fight. So with that, Thieves are aware. Envoy quickly back off the spawn. Is right here in the engagements once more. Able to drop one on the Temp. That is huge. Time is starting to fall away from Vegas. There's only 1 player that can be in position.
1 player in position, but he gets cut down. Octane lines them both up, and with only 5 seconds left on the round, it's all gonna come down to the kills. Who was able to outslay to earn themselves that defense going into this round number 5. But so far, this has been a great control for both of these teams, holding strong on their setups. SMGs are making plays. You see the best play right here from Envoy. Look at the snap onto Clay. Oh, you take it off my screen. I don't want to see my old friend Jimmy get gunned out of his socks. But that's going to be LA securing the defensive round. Now, who was able to outslay to get defense in this round 5?
See who it is. As we know, for the moment, at least attacking. More preferred on hotel control, 55% to 45%. And it's become interesting lately, James. Like off the start of the season, it was all about defense, and then it became all about attack, and now teams have started to figure it out. And right now, Vegas Legion in this round 5 are going to be on the attack. We'll see how that ultimately favors it. And in round 5 so far throughout this season, Vegas have seen their struggles. There's no doubt about it. Can they clutch up here to go up 2-1 versus the LA Thieves, jumping on into this round? And it is just an all-out slay fest, Jay, but it's Octane who's coming out on top of it all.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an all-out battle for mid-map control, but that's LA Thieves. Able to win a majority of those gunfights, at least with Clay winning that gunfight towards Drazah. Now you can put pressure on towards B. You just have to get past the human turn who's holding down this angle, watching the cross, and that's exactly how you do it. Great movement right there from TJ to get on towards the point, but the nade comes in. That's 3 dead in the feed. Last player, Clayster, he drops. And now Vegas Legion have to make the decision. Which point do they want to attack as the spawns come 2-2 split towards both sides?
And that's the thing, right? Obviously, you want to have the guarantee over at that A zone, but you just love to be able to have another look at that B zone. We'll see what the look ends up being. Pretty much a bit of a search-destroy situation. As they pause, they wait, and they wait for the streak to come on through from Temp. Gains a bit of information. However, on the other side, it's going to be Octane, who now brings in his cruise missile. That one not able to land. So it's information toward either side. And with that spree, Vegas Legion make their decision. It is a push over at B. And based off the bodies that they have, it looks like that one's about to go their way. And it does. All 3 segments secured. Another minute added on to the clock. And now it comes down to Thieves. Can they lock this one down?
Oh, and they're finding a whole bunch of huge kills. Temp and TJ combined for 3. Clay currently has kitchen control. Does he check his corner though? Because it's going to be on this player. Sitting in that spot, Octane gets taken down. Now Vegas Legion, all you have to do is stack. You know where they are coming from.
Can it be the Thieves that break on through? Or have Legion done exactly what they had to? Have they locked this one down? That's going to be 2. 2 more players remain.
Gotta go.
Octane, can they clutch out a 2v4? It is all on to Sam LaRue as he gets wiped away. And Clay is getting loud. One of the worst control teams in the game. just faced off against one of the best and on one of their better maps. And you can see what that does to the momentum. A respawn secured for Vegas, and now a chance at walking away with this series.
Oh man, what a respawn indeed, my friend. That control was back and forth for Vegas Legion. At least on their very first 2 attacking rounds, they always completed A. They just could not find any success completing that B point. They switch it up in that round number 5. Capture B. Clay plays it super slow towards back kitchen. They win the gunfights off the players coming off spawn. They set up the pinch. They were able to clutch up on the control. Look at the new guy, man. 32 and 21, 3,200 damage. He was all over the map alongside Temp. That duo took over into control. Now Vegas up 2-1.
That's the Vegas Legion, man. That's the Vegas Legion fan, rather. You love what you're seeing. You love what you're seeing. Maybe off of, the first hard point, not at all what you'd like to see moving forward, right? 12 and 23 out of 2 real, but he has turned around his performance in that search destroy. You saw Thieves making plays in that S&D as he's prone to. He's bumped up the FOV and he turns into a demon. Who would have thought? And then you bump into this control. High expectations again, as we said. You're facing off against the Thieves, who are a very talented team at this map and mode, as we called it, Jay. But 2Real comes out, has multiple 6-7 sprees on this, on the opening rounds. And from there, they just fly. And you can tell what it means to them. You can tell the freedom that they have. When they've got an SMG flying like that, it makes the job that much easier.
Oh, man. Welcome back to the league, 2Real. Because I was just thinking about his first time in the CDL. It wasn't the best. That Florida Mutineers roster in Vanguard had 3 ARs the entire time. He was the only SMG. Finally, he has an SMG to work with. TJ basically goes double neg, but he had to be baiting for 2Real. That's what we're going to go with. TJ, doesn't matter what the stat line was. You were allowing 2Real to go off as you see old man Clay standing up, letting the people know, I'm here to stay. As they find themselves up 2-1 in the series, and that's big because they took a respawn. Yeah. Now, even if they lose this embassy hardpoint, they got that search and destroy all the way at the very end, where they have been fairly strong in that mode. So now, if you are Vegas, all confidence, everything is on your side. If you are LA Thieves, you have to try to fight back into this series, and an embassy hardpoint is usually not a good one for them, man. Last time we saw them play this one, it was all the way down to the wire versus OpTic Texas, 250 to 243. And the biggest thing that stands out for me is that LA Thieves, we know in hardpoint, they are the best hold team, they are the best breaking team. But the biggest thing that stands out on a map like Embassy is rotations. You gotta win your rotations, especially towards the money hill in P3, because that's when the game can change.
And right now, you just look at the faces of Thieves, just like...
That's tough. That's tough. Can't believe it. Drazah's probably looking at the top 250 leaderboard. He can't believe he got knocked out already. Everybody's grinding.
After the opening Mercado, it was just like, yeah, this is going to be a quick one, guys. We win that S&D, and it is all smooth sailing. From there, not at all the case. Back-to-back game victories there for the Vegas Legions. Now they find themselves up 2-1. And as you said, man, we got a guaranteed game 5. No matter what happens, we're going to a game 5 at the bare minimum, or rather at the maximum. And really for Vegas too, if you're looking at the other side, you feel good about your search destroys. You also like it too, because for Thieves, they have struggled mightily on that LOC low S&D on top of it. Yeah,
I know. And even if we get to that game number 5, LA Thieves, they're 3-7 overall. But a majority of their losses are coming down to 6-4, 6-5, just not being able to clutch up in the round 11s. So they really do love to play that map. When you play it 10 times and lose it 7, obviously you're doing some things right. But in order to get there, you need to clutch up in this hard point. Vegas Legion, I just want to see a step from the SMGs. I think the SMGs have the ability to take over the map. TJ and 2Real have to be the guys.
We'll see if it's possible. We'll see if Vegas Legion can not just win 1 respawn, but 2. And versus one of the titans right now in the CDL and the LA Thieves. There's been so many tier lists out there, Jay. So many people talking about how Atlanta FaZe and LA Thieves, the top dogs. And can Vegas come away with a stunner to kick off our Major III Qualifiers? And there's no doubt the guy that we're looking at is the new man on the roster, 2Real. An incredible performance in that control. Goes 32 and 21. What the? And it doesn't help if you have your veteran off the start dating himself.
Yeah, and Clay said, I can't really jump off the map on this game, so I'll just nade myself to start off the hard point. Not the best way you want to start it, but when your teammates are finding every single kill in the feed, you're going to be able to make up for that pretty easy. As LA Thieves, they find 6 seconds early on towards P1, but over towards P2, LA Thieves currently in control of that side of the map. They're fighting for aBeZy, but Vegas Legion is doing a great job of just slaying around this P1 hill, getting as much time as they possibly can.
Yep, both teams trying to get some early time over at P1, but for the most part, it is a battle for those spawns for the bottom side of the map. Right now, it is going to be Temp in a big spot. One's a 1v1 versus Octane, so you've got the slim advantage. More importantly, you've got the spawns for new. Vegas Legion already find themselves in a good position, and well, Clay, he gets blown up again, Jay.
That's unfortunate right there for Clay. The trophy was not able to assist him in that situation. Is that's now going to be LA Thieves with full streak control. Vegas have to fight this wave down if they want to try to hop on this time. As all of LA are trying to push out through aBeZy, and so far this is a perfect setup right now for Vegas. No one is trying to hit a route right now for LA. They're just trying to win these gunfights. Kenny finds the first, but the trade is going to be there. And so far, this has been a great hold from Vegas. Even if LA are able to break this, you're going to be able to win the rotation, but that's all the kills in favor of Vegas. They're able to at least get some good time off of this hill, and off the rotation, it's going to be early on. 2Real, he's there.
I love that route, Jay. I love that route. 20 seconds till the fight for it. Now you put the Thieves in a spot where they have to win these gunfights. Not able to do so. 2Real is still winning gun engagements over at the ACs. So, hey, final 15 seconds, no problem if you are Vegas right now, because you are already strutting to one of the best hard points in the game. Picture perfect work off the start of this aBeZy from Legion.
Now it's all about these kills, though. You have to win these gunfights, but that's going to be Envoy and Drazah combining for 2. They push right on through bottom orange. They're able to at least find the break for now, but TJ still causing the problems from top bridge. He at least takes down 2. Spawns now are going to flip. Vegas Legion trying to break from side.
Octane has even yet to find a kill, so that is definitely contributing without question, as it is just all-out chaos right now on aBeZy. We got crazy spawns, we got nades, another nades landing in awkward spots. 25 seconds still to fight for over toward the top side of the ACs. Octane has finally put a few kills on the board. It's the Vaznev that helps get him back on track. Final 15 are gonna go the way of Drazah and Co on the Thieves, as they'll grab a small advantage, at least for the time. Actually, we got another 1v1 going over toward the ACs, so a bit of damage still to be done as we fly in now toward office. Put those tacks away, get the SMGs in hand.
Yeah, and it's a big kill right there for Clay to at least challenge that player on the old hard point. He's now going to force all of LA Thieves to break in from the front. No one is going to be on the pinch. Vegas so far with the perfect setup. You have one player in Octane working his way all the way around deep towards Tennis. He's going to be in a gunfight versus Clay. The pinch just coming from Envoy, so now they're going to be able to put pressure on from back single. Now it's all about the teammates. Can they win the gunfights in towards the hill? They cannot. TJ guns them down. All 4 dead. Vegas hold.
And how about the SMG duo coming in from Legion? We said, hey, on the offices, you got to pull up those Vaznev, and they're able to answer. Nice little team streak that was brewing for a moment from Vegas. Now it's going to get extended through Clay. It's been a solid hold up to this point, and it's another clean 4 down again from Vegas. Jay, they have played perfect aBeZy so far outside of the issue that they have over at the ACs. But I mean, if they don't have that break come forward, this is probably like a 120 to 10 start. Great work so far from Legion as they continue to roll now into the kitchen.
Yeah, Vegas is just doing everything that they need to do right. They're winning their rotations. That's the biggest thing. The fundamentals right now for Vegas is on point. When you get a clean 4 dead, especially in the final 20 seconds of a hard point, you instantly get those kills and push right on through. As now they win the rotation over towards P5. They're fully set up once again. 2Real sitting in towards a point. TJ unfortunately loses the gunfight. Envoy is able to find 2. Now it's all on to Envoy. Can he find another? No, he cannot. Vegas Legion, they are ready and gunning. And every single engagement, finding the trades when it's needed, and has been able to hold down this hill flawlessly. SMG Clay come out to play.
There it is, Clay. Put that Vaznev to good use. And I'll tell you what, man, this is a total flip-flop. It's a flip-flop, Jay, from what we saw in the Mercado. Now it's Vegas Legion running up the score after the first side of rotations. It is pretty much a 100-point lead right now from Legion on the aBeZy, as you've got multiple players rolling. 2Real at 13 and 7, TJ at 13 and 6. Temp's been going on sprees, and right now Clay sits 1 away from that cruise missile We'll see if Vegas Legion can keep it up because, Jay, they're not too far away from already reaching the 200-point mark.
Oh, Vegas are playing some flawless hardpoint right now on this embassy. Getting a lot of time off of P1, just maintaining the better side of the map the entire time. As Clay's trying to at least find one, he does. So he's going to be able to earn that cruise missile. Temp doing a great job of just keeping them off of the point. 2Real comes in flying with the SMG, is able to take them off. And Vegas Legion, they're just trying to run away with this series. Already up by 120 points, trying to make it bigger.
They are. We'll see where these spawns come in next for Vegas. So in that moment, as Clay falls, it is going to spawn Legion toward the top right side. Temp to be the first one in ear's distance of this objective is right now the Thieves attempting to claw back, desperately trying to get back in this game, down by 120, but they've made crazier comebacks before. Kenny making the work on the backside. He's able to drop 2. Clayster brings on in the spree, rather the streak, as the cruise missile comes screaming in. That's going to open up the window of opportunity now for 2Real. As he cuts one away from the point, that's a break. That is a break from Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is doing whatever they want on the map. When Clay finds that 2-piece with the cruise, you see the spawns for LA Thieves all the way towards back planers. So Vegas Legion only needed 2 kills in the feed. They find them, and they're able to execute the break. 180 to 66 currently is the score line. Vegas Legion has just been able to take over this game. Now off the rotation, the Thieves have to win one. You have to get to one of these hard points early on. Big 20 seconds over towards P2, but now you have to find another break on towards P3.
Right now, Octane not having a great game at all. 5-16, started off this game 0-6. He's not been having a great time so far here on Embassy, but if we do know this Thieves roster, Jay, in hardpoint, it has been all about breaking so far throughout this season for them, but 2Real is here again to spoil the party. Is double positive, and TJ is flying and frying too. They end up getting dropped for the time, and there is a lane that does get open there from the Thieves. I know we're talking highly about Legion. They're going on streaks. They're going on high momentum-based kills, but nonetheless, it is LAT who find that lane and keep themselves in the game that much further.
Yeah, this is a big time. Unfortunately, a teammate comes in from Octane. He's going to take down his teammate. The break now comes in for Vegas. As now they're going to be able to get this remaining 25 seconds, breach that 200-point mark. Now off the rotation, it falls into the hands of TJ Halley. The only player here right now for Vegas as the break does coming from LA Thieves for that final 15. What can TJ do? What can TJ do? He's able to find the first, and now he just has to stay alive because none of his teammates are Nero.
I was say, what can he do? What can't he do right now? Siege has got 4 players around him, but it's 2Real on one side, and it's TJ on the other. As they begin the process of elimination, here comes Vegas. Here comes Tej. Ends up getting dropped, but it does set up his teammates for a bit of success. Octane, as the dust settles, wins the 1v1, and now it's once more an opportunity for Thieves to get some seconds. Jay, if they walk away with the majority of these final 35 seconds, they're right back in this.
Just gotta get these gunfights. You gotta win these gunfights if you are LA. Because you have Vegas Legion still trying to put on the pressure. They have fought their way back into this game. Let's step aside and let's go to the comms with LA.
Oh, push up, bro. I'm playing out. He's on. He's spawn side, bro. Spawn side. Let's go. Yeah.
I'm playing on the...
Who's spawn side, bro?
Hey, good, yeah, good fucking
I'm coming left of you. Who are
Yeah,
they? I don't see sign. Oh, top AC.
Listen. Go left. I'm gonna late play right. We spawn this out.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, play your fucking kills up.
I'll send you how far.
Listen, I'm gonna every kill they're gonna spawn out.
I'm coming up for a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna play late mid, bro. I'm gonna late play
Give me
mid.
a second.
You're gonna be stacked in there.
Wait for Zach, bro. You gotta play
Hey, I'm going top.
Nah, but
It should be a 3v3.
Doors are closed,
Let me
bro.
see.
Yeah, top lane down, top lane down, top lane down.
It's behind the wall.
Top lane down as
He's
well.
laundry. Alright, laundry to mid, bro.
Top AC, top gas.
All good.
He's gas plat, gas plat.
Where's this kid at, man?
He's to me right.
Spawn up left here.
He's on the AC.
D2 spawn. Tell me, bro.
We're gonna play with
Right.
Ready?
I spawned you.
We're gonna play. This guy's AC. We're higher.
Fine. No,
play laundry.
They did win it.
I'll see you guys.
In laundry. Laundry not weak. He's shot off the top gas.
The best breaking team in the game is relying on a major play to go their way inside a kitchen, but they are having that door slammed right in their face. A great listening, but Jay, none of the kills are going their way. And if they don't try to contest this for a moment, it could be Legion who wins it here. They get the opportunity for a break, but they take a look at that scoreboard once more, and it is only 12 more points before this game in this series goes the opposite direction.
12 more points. So Vegas Legion start off stage 3 1-0 with a brand new pickup in 2Real, who's having himself on a phenomenal series. After that, map number 1, LA Thieves so far with a great hold on P1. They're getting a lot of time. They're also finding all the kills. Vegas, you have to slow down. Open up with at least one. As Clay's trying to line it up towards top AC, he cannot. But at least he finds it with the nade. That's going to be 3 dead in the feed. Last player is going to get taken down. Vegas, 240 and counting, 10 seconds away from calling series.
We'll see if Kenny can try to make something happen, but once more, it's 2Real from the top rope. Does he have one in his sights? He tosses a nade. The time is still going their direction. It is Clayster for a 3-piece, and it's Vegas who erupts with an opening Series W versus the Los Angeles Thieves. A new roster has just made their presence felt already. An upset alert as Legion start off their Major III campaign with a lovely little 1-0 start, Jay.
What a series from Vegas, man. Shout out to 2Real because it looked completely different from Vegas when it came to the respawns. Besides that, map number 1, 1:41 in Hill, 26 and 17, right behind Clay in the slaying. Old man Jim came to play on that embassy. Almost 4K damage. Woo. They were just winning a majority of rotations. Like LA Thieves, I said it before the map started, you have to win a couple of these rotations to keep yourself in the game. The whole first set of rotation of hard points, they didn't win a single one. Then the second time around, they were able to get that P3, chain it to that P4 for them to get back into the game. But at that point, Vegas were too strong at kitchen, were able to put themselves really close to the final score. And Vegas Legion were able to clutch up at the very end of that hard point. Finally, it's them on the victory side in a very, very close hard point to close out this series 3-1. What a performance from Vegas. And if you're LA, back to online, it's a struggle for them.
It's so wild, dude. Like, we came into this being like, okay, Vegas, are they going to win no maps or are they going to win one? And now we're taking a look as the series has come to a close. 2Real was lighting them up in games 3 and 4. Vegas Legion win 2 respawns. It is wild, man. If this is a sign of what's to come in Major III Qualifiers, I think everything in the standings is about to be flopped around. But a wild result to kick us off here in Major number 3. That's going to do it for myself and Jay. Desk, take it away. A wild, wild series here.
Woo! This one's done in 4 games, and it's going to the Legion. That's right. Everyone here on the desk is wrong, except for my second prediction when I picked the Legion to take this. Allie, let's start there with the upset. First of all, should we take this one as gospel, or is this just LA Thieves being LA Thieves online? Or is Legion now a new threat in the league?
No, I don't want to take this win away from Vegas Legion at all. I think the gameplay that we saw from 2Real following map 1 was just incredible. I certainly didn't expect it. I don't think many people expected it. Apparently, the Vegas Legion knew something that we didn't, but it wasn't so much the slaying that he was bringing during the search and destroy, during the control or the hard point. It was just the way he played his life. It's the way that he was moving on the map, and the gameplay that we saw from this player is apparently what Vegas Legion needed. They needed somebody to play their life. They needed somebody playing in spawns during the control. I mean, for Vegas to win a control and a hard point in a series, to me, if you had told me that at any point before this matchup, I would have called you crazy and said the only way they're winning is in Neslo, and that is not what we saw from the Vegas Legion today.
Vegas doesn't need 2 S&Ds anymore to win a series. They close this one out with some respawn victories. 2Real, let's talk about their new SMG player a little bit, though, Nameless. I mentioned he reminds me a little bit of Havoc, the way he's playing those nasty spots. He's shooting you in the back.
Yeah.
Who else does he play like in the league, and what does this do to change the team's tempo?
I mean, I think it's spot on. I think this guy we were talking about is like, he reminds me of him a little bit. The way that he was playing in hardpoint on rotations, playing his life is the most important thing for Vegas Legion. And why were they so atrocious at control? We talked about it time and time again. They needed an SMG to be able to play like that. Teach, you know, naturally he likes to chow a little bit more. He's known for the ego chow. 2Real doesn't do that. 2Real plays his life. He plays corners. We saw it, bottom hotel and control on defense. How are they able to get away with 2 defensive wins? That is why. When they needed to check the corner, 2Real gets it done. So massive performance by that puck.
And we see Clayster ending with a 3-piece as Vegas Legion hits the 250 mark in a hard point. And you can just see the emotion from the old man. He is fired up, Allie. And what does this mean for the Legion squad?
I mean, what's funny is like we called this like a trap game. Like this is Vegas Legions like should have had a bad start once again to a qualifier. They're given the second place team hot off of our Major 2. Like this was absolutely a complete upset. And Clay was frying the whole way through, 32 and 23 in that final hard point. You saw it in his player cam how late he got. The Vegas Legion needed a win, and for it to be this one is incredible.
Now that search and destroy was a little closer than I think Vegas fans were hoping for. We do have a play from that, and it belongs to my man Sam LaRue, aka Octane from the LA Thieves. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a 2-0 start. It looked like Thieves were coming back, especially after Octane pulls off the 1v2 with the pow-pow.
Yeah, gets a sniper kill, picks up the SMG, and like there's not enough time left, so he jumps over. And what's going on? What's going on? He finds him in the back. How does TJ not kill him? Let's hear the response.
Oh my God.
Just push you up, push you up.
To your right. To your right. Oh my God.
He jumped right in front of you, my boy.
That was unlucky.
He literally jumped in front of you.
And Simp.
Bro.
Had the numbers at the end of that game and helped Vegas start their 3-game comeback, Allie.
I mean, as soon as that happened, TJ starts popping off and ends 12 and 7. So, you know, we can just laugh about that one for now. But if you guys had lost it, my bad.
They would have been checked.
All right, LA Thieves, they were in the number 4 position after Boston. Here are our updated CDL points as Legion was looking to climb up the right side of that screen. You can see the Thieves now below the Røkkr, who move into our top 4 after the tiebreaker, and Legion, well, they're currently in that 9th spot. Everyone vying for top 8, though, here in our Major 3 qualifiers. That's where you want to finish if you're playing in the winners bracket here in 2 weeks, 3 weeks down in Texas.
Yeah, if you're Breach, Surge, or OpTic right now, you did not want Vegas Legion getting that win whatsoever, because now they're putting themselves in a position where they are just about 10 to 20 points from overtaking you in that top 8.
There you go. CDL points are updated. We're getting our interviews ready. As we talk a little bit about this, though, this is our first match of a Super Friday here, Nameless. Brand new start to Major 3. The qualifiers are up and running. Vaznev nerf. Does it have an impact? Or are we still seeing TAC 56 and the Vaz every game?
Nah, we're going to see those two like every game, yeah. And the Vaznev, I think it was a negligible like nerf. Like we saw the numbers. It didn't really do much. And using the Vaz, it still feels absolutely insane. I know you're ready to get a rank later. You'll probably be running the TAC. But, you know, before we get into the stream, I want to talk about, you know, the LA Thieves a little bit.
Yeah.
They play aBeZy once again. I feel like their map pool, they have to expand a bit. Like aBeZy and HyDra throughout stage 2, 1 and 4 combined on those 2 maps. Like they need to add one more to their list. You see they're trying to play aBeZy, comes down to the wire, but just a couple impact plays what cost them there at the very end.
We saw 5 different maps chosen across the 5-game series. We only got to 4 here with Legion taking the middle 3. Let's take a look, though, at what else is going on around the Call of Duty universe. Remember, you can get your CDL gear right now. Head on over to callofdutyleague.com and start your shopping experience. We've got the official CDL apparel and merchandise, including the full line of 2023 jerseys, all on shop.callofdutyleague.com.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, which one of those is most fire? I'm going far left here with the Thieves. Nameless? Allie, where are we going?
I'm going Thieves. Or the Texas one actually looks pretty clean.
Yeah, I kind of like that green and white. Røkkr look, I mean, they all look good. I've never seen those before, to be honest. First time.
I haven't either.
Shout out to our team making the gear. And remember, you can rock the gear in person and in game. You can rock your Boston Breach or your OpTic green. Choose amongst your reds of choice here. I'm going with the yellow. The Subliners hooked us up with some hoodies. I've been wearing their skins in games. Thank you for the codes again.
Yeah.
We're getting hooked up here this year. I like it a lot, Nameless.
Dude, the most cracked players that I see are the LAG skin for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Whenever I see LAG skin, he's an absolute demon. Maybe it's because he's got the blacked out glasses.
The black
I think that's what
goggles.
it is, yeah.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be talking with the Legion, so put your questions in the chat. We also have another matchup here to go. You guys don't want to miss it. Stay one, Major 3 qualifiers. Be right back.
What's up, gamers? Alley Cat here with some info I know we have been waiting for. Ranked play for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is officially here. Join me as we break it all down in the ranked world, including when exactly you can jump in for your first matches. Let's get into it. All ranked gameplay will mirror our 3 CDL game modes: Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and Control. And just like the game modes, we're using the same CDL map pool. That's currently 6 total, so start getting familiar with them. Finally, you'll be playing with the same settings as our Call of Duty League pros, including 4v4 gameplay, as all good competitive COD should be. Alright, let's dig into the updates to skill divisions and ranks this year. Ranked will feature 8 all-new skill divisions ranging from bronze to top 250. All skill divisions are SR or skill rating based, so you know exactly where you stand in your climb. Here's a fun twist though. At the start of the first ranked season, everyone will start in bronze together. From there, the SR race to iridescent and beyond begins. Inside of each division, there's also 3 tiers to climb. So think bronze 1, 2, and 3. Once you've grinded the 3 tiers, on to the next division. Let's dive a little deeper into the mythical top 250 skill division. Warning, this is where it gets really sweaty. Here, the top 250 ranked players are given a unique rank and are displayed on a leaderboard that now includes CDL pros and coaches' profiles that are visible to all players. So you can see how you stack up against the best. Y'all for sure will catch me on there soon. I'm sure you're curious how SR works this year. Not only does winning or losing affect your SR, but so does your personal and team's performance during a match. So don't give up, it's never chalked. So that covers skill divisions. Let's talk about ranks. Ranks are an achievement to grind towards during the entirety of your ranked career. They range from rank 1 to rank 50, so there's plenty of symbols to unlock. Advancing your rank is as simple as winning. Win 1 match, earn 1 star. Keep earning stars and you'll earn enough to rank up. It's very possible to reach max rank 50, no matter your skill division. Why is that cool? No matter your SR, everyone can make progress towards rank 50 every time they win a ranked play match. Modern Warfare 2 is the most rewarding ranked play yet. Starting at rank 5, you'll earn the ranked competitor skin set to let everyone know you mean business. From then on, every 5 ranks grants a new set of rewards with operator skins, weapon blueprints, calling cards, a gun screen, and more, all for the taking. Also returning this year, each win counts towards a seasonal win challenge, which will offer new rewards each ranked season. At the end of the season, everyone who finishes in gold or above will earn a skin to represent their division, so everyone knows who they're up against. And did I mention top 250 rewards? Players who finish the season in this highest division will earn a set of top 250 skins, a calling card and emblem, including an extra special set for whoever reaches number 1 overall. The next generation of competitive Call of Duty is here, so time to squad up and earn your spot amongst the best in the world. Ranked play officially begins February 15th. Who's queuing up? I'll see you there soon.
And we're back. Headquarters is live, and the next matchup you're going to see is going to be between Minnesota Røkkr and the New York Subliners, the match that went the distance back in Boston. Before we get to that, though, we have an interview with our winners of our opening matchup. The Vegas Legion had 88% of the community going the other way with predictions. Clayster, you made myself and the other 12% look good today. How are we feeling after that most recent 30 bomb?
Feeling great. I mean, it's good to get a win, but I want to start things off and just give a quick shout out to ProLoot. Byron was a professional on our team, and it sucks that we had to make a roster change and all that stuff, but it's just the nature of the business. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Byron. It was just the nature of the circumstances that we had to make a change. We're in 11th place. We got to shake something up. So just wanted to give some love to Byron, ProLoot, and make sure everybody thinks that, he did what he needed to do. It just sucks that he was the one to go.
And that was going to be my follow-up question. So, of course, ProLoot is now gone. You have 2 Real in the starting lineup. What were you looking to change as a team, and what is 2 Real now? What is his role on the squad?
I think everybody on the team realizes how close we are. Even when we were losing all those hard points, we were like 3-15 at hard point at one point, but our average loss was like 30 points. So we're talking half a hill away in all of these hard points. And honestly, we just knew we were one piece away, or everyone stepping up like 1% away from being able to contend with these top teams. And when we were looking for replacements and who we were going to get, a lot of people are surprised about the 2 Real pick. And I'll put it out there, he's 100% my pick. I played with him in Challengers last year. I think after playing with him in Challengers last year, I really understood the potential this guy has. And I think he didn't get a fair shake on Florida last year. So I wanted to make sure we get this guy another shot. He showed it today, maybe not in that map one. Everyone's like, oh, it's the same old 2 Real. And then we see in that control and we see in that last hard point, he can play. This boy can play. He's got the potential. He's got the intelligence. I'm telling you, watch out for Brendan. London.
This was GM Clay's move. Putting it in ink right now. All right, go ahead,
I'll take responsibility.
I mean, a consummate professional. I mean, incredible riff that you just went on. But Clay, I mean, you were shooting as well. I mean, still at this day and age, you're dropping 30 in that map 4. You're getting up and yelling. What has the energy been like for you guys since plugging 2Real into the roster? And was this a success that you guys saw right away in scrims, or did this win even catch you guys by surprise?
I could lie here, but we've been getting kind of slammed, honestly. The vibes haven't been the greatest. Our scrims, like yesterday, I think we played Boston and didn't win a map. Beans is looking awesome. So honestly, this was a bit of a surprise to us. I'm glad that we were able to all to put it out on the table and really show a good performance today. But after the map 1, things were looking a little sketchy. Tej didn't see Sam in that 1v2, which the comms for that are hilarious, by the way. And it almost crumbled, but we got the tenacity, we have the composure, we put it all together, and honestly, I'm just happy that we came out with the dub.
Clay, I remember talking to you a couple weeks back, and you were saying how like I need to slow down a little bit, you know, play a little bit, you know, better on rotations and things like that. Well, it seems like you and Temp in the series both were like speeding up, making more plays. Is that due to the way 2Real plays? He's sort of taken over that role on rotations and hardpoint, and especially in control, being a nuisance in their base. Like, does that help you guys and allow you to play faster? And do you think it led to more success?
Yeah, I think we're still finding our footing as a team. I mean, if you really look at us, we've had 3 days of practice. Like, we genuinely didn't get this team together for a while. Like, it took us a long time. So we've only had 3 days practice. We're still figuring out our flow. We're still figuring out our pacing. I don't think it necessarily is like, oh, Jesus. I don't think it's necessarily like he allows me to play faster or whatever. I'm just doing what needs to be done to win. And in situations where I'm in a disadvantageous situation, I just stop forcing it. And I think that was my biggest problem before. It's like, it wasn't that I was playing too fast. It's that, like, if I was the last one alive, I would just jump in and try and 4-piece them. But now I'm just kind of sitting there on a pre-aim, letting my teammates spawn, run past me, try and guarantee 1 kill. And so I don't necessarily think it's a faster or slower thing. I think it's more so I'm just playing at a pace where I feel comfortable now.
Let me ask one follow-up. I want to ask, so Temp's in the Atlanta FaZe facility. What's he doing there? Just for better internet, or what's going on?
Yeah, so shout out Atlanta FaZe. Let me give one there quickly. They're allowing Donnie Temp to play out of the Atlanta facility. It's crazy. He would ping like 20, and the FaZe guys in Atlanta are pinging 2. So really just having that extra ping advantage, and they have like probably the best internet in the league at that facility. So shouts out to those guys for being homies and allowing Don to go to the facility and play out of there for this stage.
I heard there's some recording studios in Atlanta as well. Don with a fresh track, maybe? All right, Clay, thank you so much. Before you go, though, final question. What did you say to the camera? Because I got it clipped here. I'm ready to post it on Twitter.
Yeah, I said, you guys are really awesome people. You're very talented at the video game, and I can't wait to play you again.
I like that call. All right, thank you, Clay. Best of luck in your next match against Toronto on Sunday.
Shout out to all my family and friends watching. Shout out Flakers. Let's go.
Let's go, Flakers. We haven't gotten a lot of winning interviews from Legion, so it's great to have Clay back on the show. But we got to keep this party moving because our next battle is just a few moments away, and this is a rematch from arguably the best battle of the opening day of Call of Duty at Major 2. New York takes on the Røkkr in a revenge game now, Allie.
I mean, it was chaotic, and we're not talking about match emoji yet, but let me tell you, it is nothing like what the first matchup between these two teams went by. I mean, we had Game 3 LSCLO where 2 offenses were won. We had a Game 4 Hardpoint where it ended on time. I mean, it was back and forth the whole way through, but it was Minnesota in the Game 5, round 11. Afro going 11-6 for the first W.
That's how they got it done in Boston, but let's take a look at the Subliner squad because they did not make a roster move. They win Raleigh, they get a top 8 placing, and they're not happy with it. But this isn't the end. They know this is just the middle of the season, and a lot of people are wondering, is this still a team to be scared of after seeing them fall out of Boston?
Hell yeah, these guys are nasty at hardpoint still. I think, you know, they need some fixes, especially in their search and destroy game. I think they just kind of got exposed, right? When you look at their search and the way that they play S&D, you know, we've seen Krim talking about it, everybody on the talk shows being like, dude, New York is just so readable. I think the rest of the teams just figured that out, which is why they only won LSCLO search and destroy all of stage 2, which is a little bit unacceptable. So I think that has to be the focal point for this team going forward, and we'll see if they made improvements here versus a strong Surge team in Minnesota.
Yeah, I will certainly echo that. I think the biggest tale when it comes to New York Subliners is that their search and destroy has just completely dropped off from the start of stage 2 qualifiers. They went from the best offensive team in the game to now second to worst. So I think when it comes to their search and destroy, they may have just gotten too comfortable with how dominant they were looking and kind of fell off on kind of revamping and restructuring it.
don't just get the kills. Now you got to get the strats dialed in as everyone is looking clean in that game mode. Let's talk a little bit about their opponents, though, because it was the search and destroys that cost the Subliners and won the series for the Røkkr. They clutch up in the 2-3-5. Bance, MVP of the event numbers for days 1 and 2. Afro clutching up as well. This team, after being written off by a lot of folks, started to heat up towards the end of the qualifiers and showed it in Boston on land.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys really turned it around. I did not expect them to have a run like that. And I think a lot is due to what you said, Chris. It was Bance going off. I mean, in this series in particular, the guy had a 1.3. Like, he was popping off. And then also Afro has just maintained his excellence throughout this entire title so far. So in terms of the submachine guns, their 1-2 punch is up there with the best in the league. Still waiting for Cammy to really start frying once again. But overall, the team dynamic is there. The search and destroy is much improved, especially offensive rounds, which is something that I harped on so much coming into the major.
Ali, we talk a lot about rookie of the years, but Afro, one of his sophomore performances, is this going to be enough to put him into your top 2 right now alongside